All right. Well, we've been doing this bit for a couple of weeks now, and it looks like it's got to be pushed off another 2 weeks to see. Or another couple of, because we don't get the ranked matches, the PvP stuff for another 2 weeks,
right?
Than when we should have gotten it. So we've got to keep coming up with these same 4 matchups again and again and again for the Final Fantasy Feast League or Final Fantasy Fantasy League. I'm not sure even what we're calling it these days.
Final Fantasy Feast League. You had it right the first time.
A whole bunch of
but
Fs
we didn't
in the
change
league.
to that because when it started, it was the Final Fantasy Fantasy League. And then when you were gone, we noticed it said Final Fantasy Feast League.
No, we did the Final Fantasy Fantasy Draft for the Final Fantasy Feast League.
But Feast wasn't even out when we started. I'm so confused.
We knew the name, though.
Yeah, anyway.
That's true.
Whatever, you bitch! Jeez.
Doesn't matter. There's Fs and there's an L at the end.
Yes.
Final Fantasy Fuck League?
Yes,
Wait,
go.
that's too many Fs.
No, it's not.
No, it's not.
No.
You
got it right.
Actually, that's appropriate.
Cool.
This is a disaster.
There is an appropriate number of Fs there. So, yes, we have been doing the FFFL for a couple of weeks now, and we would like to see more people voting over at the website, limitbreakradio.com. We've had a couple of weeks of matchups. We're on what, week
This is week 7 results.
Jesus.
Yep.
Make sure that you're voting in that, and we're going to actually eventually open up a way for listeners to participate in this moving forward. We have to wrap up the first season of it, though, and that can't happen until the tournaments start, right?
I thought that was this Tuesday.
Were we?
It was supposed to be.
It was supposed to be. They pushed it back by 2 weeks.
My plan at this point is we're going to get through our 10-week schedule that we have. The bottom 2 teams are going to get cut off, and then we'll do a 2-week 14 playoff to figure out who wins. That's how we're going to end this.
So those jailbirds and the banana hammocks aren't going to make it into the playoffs.
Better watch out. Jailbirds are tied for 4th right now.
Fourth place. Those bottom people should go off just to see who's the biggest loser among everyone.
We can do a biggest loser, absolutely.
Yeah. What did they call that in the league? The Sacco.
Yeah.
I was going to say the toilet bowl.
Can we call it?
They play in the, you play in the toilet bowl.
Can we call it the Escalio?
Boo.
Because you suck.
That was bad.
Cue my music.
That was really bad. All right, here we go. Here's a FFFL update.
Alrighty, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Week 7 of the FFFL has drawn to a close, and the race continues to tighten up. For the very first time this season, every single team in the league elected to make no changes to their starting lineup. With the results now in the books, we'll see which owners look brilliant and which ones have some tough questions to answer on their Monday morning presser.
Did you guys mean to do that? Because I just totally forgot that this was a thing.
I meant.
I assume you're the one who just doesn't give a shit. I think the rest of us consciously chose.
No, well, it's just easier to tell you right now my changes, because I was going to make a change, but then I just never got around to it.
Yeah, I think that we should do the changes on the show, because otherwise...
I don't remember.
Yeah, there's
and you never put this information anywhere else, and even when we get it to you, you're just kind of like... Ooh.
And it's not like we have
I always do it.
Access to the outline, but we do, Carlo?
Yeah, I think I definitely agree. It
just
should
go
be
with
done.
We'll do it on the show.
I wasn't going to make any changes, though, so that was conscious.
I was totally going to make a change.
No, you weren't.
No, you weren't. All right. First up, Hangar's Crucible smashed Bondage and Servitude, picking up their 2nd win of the year over Juxta's Jezebels. Crucible healer Prish was reportedly fired up for this week's game when a higher up in the organization tried to have her banned from the locker room, saying that it was no place for children. The win moves Crucible to 4-3, holding the tiebreaker over Bondage and Servitude, who also sit at 4-3.
Can we get a statement from the Bondage and Servitude owner?
Or Juxta's Jezebels is apparently that's their new nickname.
What happened, bro?
How do you respond to this new nickname?
I have to figure out who came up with it, because it's probably too witty for Escalia. So I'm going to give props to Kahlo.
What a shocker.
It's a good one. Mm-hmm. I pictured Jezebel having really big boobs, so I like that.
But what about the match itself? This is the 2nd time you've lost to the Hangar's Crucible, man.
You know, I guess the power of Bondage and Servitude is really downplayed when the team captain of the other team is also a girl. So I feel like I'm at a distinct disadvantage.
And we have massive orgies, don't forget about that.
Oh yeah, apparently they have massive orgies over there.
It's a hard matchup, but, yeah.
All right.
Sex puns from team owner Juxta. Thank you, Juxta.
Yep.
Next up, the Morty and Jailbirds eked out a win over the Besaid Butt Plugs, avenging their Week 2 loss. The Jailbirds are riding a wave of Joe-mentum after moving Joe Never Fails into their coaching position, while the Butt Plugs have now lost their 4th consecutive game. With the victory, the Jailbirds move to 3-4, where they are now deadlocked with the Butt Plugs.
I got a quick question for you, Nero. So I feel like your whole all bad guys thing is starting to backfire, because in the end,
the good guys always win.
They do always win.
It went in the tank after he offed Cloud. That was the beginning of the downfall. I think there's some spiteful FF7 fans who are voting against him every week now.
Allegedly offed Cloud.
Yeah.
Okay, that has not been proven.
He is not available for comment.
I'm not speaking as a league official. That's my theory.
I would just like to point out there's literally nothing at stake here. There are no stakes. And
Bragging rights.
I honestly don't care if I lose.
Still butthurt.
It's fun, though. Get in the spirit.
Is he butthurt from the loss or from the plugs?
Is it fun?
It is fun.
Is it?
Shit, yeah!
Is it?
Don't be such a party pooper.
God, this is like every fantasy league I've ever been in. Lastly, the Callow Klux Clan continued their dominance of Titans Banana Hammocks, etching their 2nd win of the season over the upstart Summons and Speedos. With only a few weeks left until the playoffs, the Hammocks are facing some win-or-go-home games ahead. They fall to 2-5, while the Callow Klux Clan retake first place at 5-2.
Woo!
Well done.
I really like how varied the standings keep going. At first it was obviously a Nero in the top place, but then he's keeps going. It's very
the
fluid.
standings really did start to separate and then come back together really tightly, and now they're starting to separate again.
Yeah.
I find it very, very disturbing and troublesome that since I made my pseudo clan speech on the air, I've won every match by a landslide.
I was trying to ignore that fact, but yes. This week on the waiver wire, teams can choose from Zell, Amaranth, Ico, Lich, Shantoto, Thancred, Emperor Mateus, Zeromus, Sabin, and Terra.
Okay.
Yay.
Okay. With no players taken last week, the draft order remains Nika, Juxta, Callow, Anero, Papa, and Ascalia.
So, Nika, do you want to pick anybody up?
Thancred is so tempting. I don't know who I get rid of though, because my team is rocking. I've got a sweet team.
Boot your bench player then.
Who's on my bench right now?
Oh, no.
I don't even know. Is it Ferris?
You don't ever change the lineup. How should I know? I don't remember. It was
I
week
can't remember
1.
if Ferris was on my bench.
Yes, it is Ferris. That sounds right.
Okay. I'm going to swap Ferris for Thancred.
All right. Ferris.
I can do that, right? They're in the same position, right? They're both melee.
They're both bench, so yes.
Okay. Bench can be anyone?
Yeah. All right.
Okay.
Juxta.
All right. Well, Beatrix, I feel, with our newest loss, I don't feel like she is carrying enough weight.
Are you kidding? Have you seen the size of her tits? She's carrying plenty of weight.
Compared to the rest of my team, I feel like she's a lot smaller than what I initially hoped for.
Oh.
So we're gonna switch Beatrix out for Terra. And you make sure you find a good picture of her.
As your tank?
Yeah.
Terra's not a tank?
Are you kidding me? Have you played Final Fantasy VI? You just
Yes.
load up 128 magic defense on her, and you can't hit her with shit. Thank you, Evade Glitch Bug.
All right. Terra goes to... Terra goes to Juxta in place of Beatrix. Callow, would you like to make any swaps this week?
Yeah, I'm unfortunately gonna drop Renault, and I'm gonna pick up Shantato as my range DPS.
All right.
I feel like you don't get much more
Are you sure you don't want to pick up Aiko again?
pew pew pewy as did I ever have? I don't think I ever had Aiko.
Okay, well, I mean, she's your type. I mean, she's young, a child.
A little girl character.
Shantato.
Shantoto it is. All right.
Also small.
Anero, do you want to make any swaps?
I have no idea what's happening.
Okay. You want to put Absolute Virtue in your lineup? Okay.
I think he wants Zell.
Is Absolute Virtue on his bench?
Absolute Virtue is his bench player, yes.
What?
Papa Woody, would you like to make any swaps?
Get fucked. All right,
You want to drop who for Zeromus? Okay. We'll do that. And I don't think I'm making any swaps. I'm good with this week. So that is all for that. Current standings are in first place, the Callow Klux Clan. Second place, Henger's Crucible. Third place, Bondage and Servitude. Tied for fourth place, we have the Butt Plugs and the Mordian Jailbirds. And our Cellar Dweller is the Titans Banana Hammocks. The matchups for this week will be Bondage and Servitude versus Titans Banana Hammocks. The Mordian Jailbirds will square off with the Callow Klux Clan.
Easy win.
And Henger's Crucible will be up against the Besaid Butt Plugs. In other league news, famed Sandorian flamboyant dancer Alexei Mayakov has declared that he will make himself eligible in next season's fantasy draft. Coaches across the league have been asked if having him in the locker room would be a distraction to the other male teammates. Kefka was particularly vocal, saying, "I don't care what he does with dicks in his spare time as long as he kicks them on the field." More on this story as it continues to develop. And that's what's going on in the FFFL this week, guys. Have a good one.
Oh, I'd have to.
You come up with these things.
I'd have to thoroughly vet Mayakov, I think, and
Yeah, I'm sure he'd enjoy that.
ask him some of those make or break
Isn't he the one that talks
draft
to the list?
questions. You know what I mean? You know what I'm talking about?
Get the Wonderlic test going on.
There you go. There you go.
Dude, trying to make up that bit, I'm just saying, like, is there a gay character in the FF universe anywhere to use for this joke? That was thank you. That was the best I could do.
That's pretty good, though.
Bit of a stretch, but you know what? I'll give
But
it to you.
he talks with a lisp, right?
Yes, and he's a flamboyant dancer.
And he looks like a Nero.
That's just in reinforcing stereotypes.
But I'm pretty sure he makes comments that
Check
are
your.
like
You know what? I'm gonna check your privilege.
Okay.
All right.
I was thinking, like, well, like Fang and Vanille, they're arguably lesbians, and that's kind of about it. That's all I could really come up with.
It's even more reachy.
I know.
Mr. Jack's pointing out harsher font.
Yeah, what about Hearts and Farts?
Okay, well, we're doing the English version of this game, so he's very straight.
Ever.
All right. Well, thank you for the FFFL update. Just